Greetings and welcome everybody to the Jane Live Miracle Medicine on a Thursday, where we share groundbreaking information, case studies, and leading edge nutrients. Last week I spoke about my doctorate, a multidimensional holistic quantum well-being framework, and that culminated in a framework that we've with an acronym, HEILO, and that would be the Holistic Integrated Epigenetic Life Orientation. And within that, we look at the development from a physical point of view, neurological, emotional, and spiritual aspect. Holistic, bound together the East and the West, working in unity, and explained very carefully the delicate balance in our body, operating from a point of resistance to assist us with our trials and tribulations, our change, our self-transformation, our self-discovery as we go along our path in this life's journey. I also spoke last week about the fact that our DNA and our blood is inherited from the ancestors. So we carrying the hereditary molecules of emotion, physical dis-ease, genetic dis-ease, and so on, brought about by epigenetic occurrences. All part of the plan, all meant to be, and in this lifetime now, we are carrying the batons, and our ancestors are looking at us. They're informed. They're looking at the expression of all their work and seeing the culmination and seeing the beautiful transformation that we are manifesting this life. So it's a very exciting space, and we do many of the holistic ancestral emotional releases, and then we work through the quantum medicine as well. As I said, physical, neurological, emotional, and spiritual. And then what I always do is I combine certain of the specific quantum food state, plant-based, whole food, as nature intended nutrients of the 365 Healthy by Choice range to raise awareness and educate people a bit more on beautiful nutrients, as I said, nature-made, there for us to ascend, self-transform, educate our body, change our genetic structure in line with evolution of the earth and beyond. So very interesting. I also talk many times, and you can see on my YouTube channel, the Jane Mackenzie channel, there's about 300 educational videos there. I think it's about time I transcribed all of them into a book. But anyway, hopefully I'll get there soon, where I talk about the importance, and I've done already the importance of minerals, gold, silver, copper, nickel, etc., the superconductive transducing minerals that you find in, for example, almost gold rejuvenating elixir. I talk about the semiconductors, the calcium, magnesium, potassium, etc., in the replenish plus boron electrolyte tub that we have. I've talked about the minerals in shilajit, Irish moss, and other products. I've talked about the importance of oil, and in particular the flaxseed oil, because what it does is things for the body that none of the other oils do. And if you want to find out more about this, please go and look at the recent recordings that are there. I've talked about the specific proteins, and the beginning block of all of this is the RNA DNA, because it contains the 5 building block proteins that are for the entire body. They for growth and repair, enzymes, neurotransmitters, hormones, wherever we need proteins made. So by taking the replica RNA DNA, you're assured that you're going to have all the essential proteins in your body to help you transform. And also remember, DNA is made of these proteins, and that is where the evolution is happening. And then I'll be talking, you'll also find them in my active stem cells and so on, the medicinal mushrooms, the bee mix, the mushroom bee mix, and then which is the other one? Oh, yes, the algae mix. It's very, very important. Spirulina is an amazing product, blue-green algae. So you'll find the proteins in there anyway, in their natural state. They get absorbed directly through the mucous membrane of the mouth, even within 7 seconds, they're in the blood. So there I've talked about the phytosterol C, which is also got full of vitamins, vitamin C and so on, and also the glutathione. So we've got a whole host of nutrients that the body needs. And then probiotics as well, very important, the microbiome reset. So if your body has its full share of or quota of those minerals and nutrients, and then on top of it, you're doing emotional release. And on top of that, you're detoxifying the main organs, making sure they're clean for detoxification, liver, lung, gut, skin, kidneys. Then you will also be cleansing from calcification, fats, and proteins. Then again, you've got a recipe made in heaven, because you've cleaned, you've nourished, and you've also done the emotional work. And I think the rest then is up to you, with your self-discovery and the resistance that you pick up along the way, because there's always going to be, and the body is the point of resistance. And what you will find is the happy and the sad go together, the love and the hate. The duality are not poles apart, as the world likes to look at it. They're unified, multipolar, binary. And we don't want to go out of alignment, because that's going to put us into stress and make us very, very appear in duality, not in a centralized, unified central point. So this is always important, like the yin and the yang, the happy and the sad together, the love and the hate together, the good and the bad together. And that's what I've talked a lot about in my doctorate, and that's where we need to operate from, recognizing the resistance and then making the changes in terms of the lessons we need to learn. It's very, very simple. I've spent a lot of time, a lifetime really, getting to a simple point where I can explain what we need to do. And then removing the mental constructs, which are earthbound, which are brain-induced, totally mentally induced, as opposed to the field of consciousness, the universal field of all wisdom, which is the authentic consciousness. So we make believe of conscious. Men do this, women do that, parents always do this, etc., etc. And those are our constructs. I'm rejected because, I'm abandoned because. Those are all our stories, and we live them and we retell them to everybody. All we're doing is, re-edifying our own mental construct. And you see, I told you, all women do this. Yeah, so that's where we will then let go of that mental construct and get back into duality, universal consciousness, which is where we come from. And that's where you get the joy, the freedom, the happiness, and ultimately peace and unconditional love. So go and have a look at last week's. I'm going to repost it as well. And in fact, let me just see if I can get the link. Yes, I can. And then let me come back here and put it into the chat. Right, so that is the YouTube from last week. Right, and today I'm not going to repeat everything again. What I want to do is I want to share the screen and go through the specials so that you know a little bit more about the specials. But just before we do that, I'm going to remind you of the framework. So here it is. This is the HEILO framework, Holistic Epigenetic Integrated Life Orientation System. And the framework that goes with it is the outer sphere of consciousness, which holds within it the inner mentally constructed, not real reality, unreal reality, and that will be a mixture of our body, our mind, our soul, and our emotions. Bearing in mind, in the middle is the balance between the dualities unified in binary in the middle, non-duality, non-locality, that's quantum. And the process we go through is reset, restore, rejuvenate, and rejoice. And integrating body and mind, emotion and spirit with the inner sphere, the whole time rewiring, evolving our genetic profile, our DNA to the next level and the next level. And that in that way, we will maximize well-being in our health, attain joy, peace, freedom, and happiness. And it's a journey of self-discovery along your path to self-transformation. So essentially, I'm saying, as far as I'm concerned in development, there's not much more than this. On a personal level, I've probably done over 50 of the holistic ancestral orientations. And of course, I live the HEILO because you need to walk the talk. And I've seen it too many times with all the clients that come in here, and we repeat and we repeat and repeat, but it's unique in terms of your specific journey and your specific inherited, hereditary, genetic, epigenetic molecules and memories. So that's where it differs. However, we are all particles, so what's yours is mine and what's mine's yours. So there's never a situation of it's only me. And that's what I really like too, because the work, once it's done, once the self-transformation is done, it applies to everybody, every particle, because in the quantum field, we all integrated, interrelated in a dynamic movement. So that's just amazing. I wanted to share that with you. And then if we go to the specials, now these are less 15% for the month of June. And I'm going to go through the products that I've chosen specifically for this month in terms of our detoxification. So the blood cleanse and restore. This is very important because this one will clean the vessels and the blood. And why is it so important? Because oxygen, the cell oxygen, needs to flow into every single cell of the body. Without oxygen, that cell will die. Without oxygen, the cell won't be able to cleanse itself, and it will basically burst because it's got too many toxins which it can't release. And it won't be able to create energy for you. So the beginning point is life, is the blood, our life force, the flow of the blood. And too many people have got plaque on the vessels, constricted vessels, too narrow, too thick, full of fat, full of parasites, with the calcification on the side, undigested protein, liver strands. We see it on the microscope. The blood needs to get to every area of our body. We need exercise for that. We need sunshine for that. We need the earth to charge the blood so that the red blood cells are apart, and so that this blood can flow. It's absolutely essential, and that is our life force. So that's why that one is number one. Clean the blood along with your nutrition and your exercise and your lifestyle. Get the oxygen in. We've got the oxygen drops. We've also got oxygen capsules. It's magnesium oxide. Magnesium is wonderful. We all need it. It relaxes the gastrointestinal tract. The oxygen moves through the gut lining via osmosis and gets carried via the iron to the cell wall and the cell membrane and enters the cell. Very, very important, the cell oxygen, to do that. Then we've got some other products. The cordyceps is an amazing medicinal mushroom. Cordyceps, the athletes love because it really enhances oxygen absorption through the lungs. And I've got many studies on cordyceps and athletes. and cordyceps and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, any one of those that fall under that bracket, and assisting with oxygen absorption. So we've cleaned the blood, we've put oxygen in, and we're using cordyceps to assist with the absorption of this oxygen. Very, very important medicinal mushroom. And it does a whole host of other things as well, including, and it's overlap here with the Coriolis turkey tail, including nerve endings, including balancing blood sugar, including cholesterol balancing, and organ revitalization. So that would be kidneys, the lungs we spoke about, liver, gut, skin. So we use that a lot. That comes in, and of course the medicinal mushrooms come from an out of space realm. They will educate us. They carry the building block proteins to advance the human race, to re-educate the DNA, take the DNA to the next level. And that's why it's so important to detox the body and detox the emotions, because you want to keep in pace with evolution. You don't want to lag behind. So medicinal mushrooms are critical. There's the Coriolis. The doctors tend to prescribe this a lot with the cancer patients because of the life force, life-giving aspect of the mushrooms, as well as the ability to restore damage after radiation and chemotherapy and so on. So we sell a lot of the turkey tail. It's one of our really, high profile medicinal mushroom products. So that's putting that into perspective for you. We've kept the diatomaceous earth on as a special this month, and it really, really is a very special price. Simply because of its massive health benefits and really affordable pricing. So it's very important for bones, restoration of calcium, silica, the minerals into the bones, as well as forms like a sieve in the brain and the kidney in particular, and catches all the toxins and carries them out of the body. So those are two major benefits of diatomaceous earth. There's really a long list, and I did post it on the WhatsApp groups before. And when I market diatomaceous earth on Facebook and social media, there are thousands of views. So people are really interested in looking at the fossilized plant material on the bottom of the seabed. That's basically what it is. It's a diatom. So we've kept that one there, and the people that have used it for detoxification tell me it's on another level. I've watched the bones rejuvenate, restore, strengthen. And that's what we want, because the bones are holding the skeleton. They're holding this body that's doing the work. So that's a less 15% as well. And you can see all the prices. What's really important now are with colds and flu, the eye drops, and we've got the castor oil eye drop, the cell vitality eye drop, and the DMSR eye drop. Absolutely fantastic. In fact, after this, I'm going to put some of the oxygen, cell vitality oxygen drops into my eyes. I've been sitting, I've got a heater on, done some computer work today, and that's going to relieve my eyes. I actually can't wait. I love it. It's a total refresh. Remember that if you sit for a long time, the blood circulation, getting back to blood circulation is poor and low. That means the oxygen levels are low. That would be to the eyes, the sinus area, the ears area, and we find we get a lot of calcification here. So I would bring the diatomaceous earth in here too, to assist with decalcification and recalcification into the bone. And then I would use an eye drop. A little bit further down, we'll do the nose sprays. Glutathione, absolutely critical. It's the master antioxidant. It's more powerful than vitamin C. Hard to copy, expensive relative to vitamin C. Remember, vitamin C is mostly ascorbic acid. It's synthetic. It damages the kidneys. If you're looking at plant-based vitamin C, you would use our phytosterol C, our phyto C. There are 12 plants and nutrients with varying different molecular structures of vitamin C and all the other phytosterols and minerals. So that one is critical. Some of our glutathione is combined with the phyto C as well. So those are great combinations. So those are our glutathiones, and I would recommend it also enlivens the liver. And very important, we do lots of assessments every week in the stores and in our center, and glutathione definitely comes up. I would say 4 out of 10 people are lacking and low in glutathione. It's very rich in the sulfur-containing amino acids. There's 3 main ones, 3 main proteins that are sulfur dense. And that sulfur is important for immunity detoxification. But like the DMSO, the plant tree sap, it's the sulfur molecule that's most important in the amino acids in glutathione. NAC is a precursor to glutathione, but it only is one. It's only the cysteine amino acid. Is missing the other 2. Glutathione has all of them, just so you know. Then on another level here, we've got the RSC moss, very good for colds and flu prevention and during and post-infection. It's got 92 minerals. It's the highest mineral content of anything that I have. And as I said, for lung health. So that I take every day. And just so you know, I take the shilajit every day. I take the probiotic every day. I take the RNA DNA replica every day. And then depending on what else, there's the replica down there. Then I will branch out and see what else I need for the day. In particular, the stem cells, active stem cells. That's a very big one because I'm getting raw jelly, spirulina, blue-green algae. I'm getting cordyceps, lion's mane, and the FOTI. So that's great protein. Okay, then here we've got the microbiome reset, 80 to 120 live strains and substrains. You can't beat this. This is 2nd generation brood where we've added the bee pollen, we've added the blue-green algae, we've added the kelp, and we have now the bacteria and the fungi in there have created nutrients that are not even recorded in books or on paper in research. So we've got a nutrient here that's on another level. And honestly, again, with all our assessments, I reckon probably 7 out of 10 people are depleted in microorganisms. And if you don't have the microorganism, then you're going to tend towards depression because they make serotonin. You'll be low in dopamine, the will to do things. You'll be low in GABA, which is a neurotransmitter which balances the electrical storms in the brain naturally. You'll be low in PEA, which is another brain neurotransmitter, and so on. You can't afford that. You're going to be low in vitamin B and K. Just about everybody is low in vitamin B and vitamin K. It is manufactured in the gut by the probiotics. So this is essential, and it's 50% of your immunity because these organisms will shapeshift into the opportunistic form and go and help the white blood cells at the site of infection or toxins or whatever it might be. So if you're low in this, you're missing half your immunity. These organisms are also ahead of the pack, like the medicinal mushrooms. They have already evolved and they are taking us to the next level. You need them in you. We are 90% microbial. Our genetic structure is made up 99% of microbes, 1% of ourselves. So you have to have these. These are non-negotiable. We don't make microbes. We don't make essential oils like flaxseed. We have to consume them. We don't make essential proteins. So what I'm giving you today are the building blocks to really support your physical and your emotional being. We've got the nose sprays here, moving a lot of these at the moment because of the colds and the flus, especially this one. It's quite a sinus orientated one, and the post-nasal drip continues for a while. So we've got the Cell Vitality and the DMSO nose drops. Not in the same bottle because they neutralize each other, same as the eye drops. So you would spray with the one and spray with the other. Perfect. Not in the same bottle. And then we've got our really famous para-immune defense. Everybody asks for that because this one is really geared, along with our oxygen, to ward off not only, what should I say, naturally occurring pathogenic organisms, but in particular the really, really serious strong ones that aren't really touched by normal antibiotics, etc. So this is very important, the para-immune. And we take sometimes 8 in one go to kill and polish off, ward off infection. So that's a great one. And then the replica RNA DNA, and this is, I spoke to you earlier, this is the 5 major protein building blocks. Bacterial cell wall fragment, non-negotiable, we need it every day. And it will enhance and reform a damaged genetic code and take us to the next level. Okay, so those bacteria and fungi and medicinal mushrooms are intelligent-wise ahead of us. The spirulinas, the blue-green algae, the pollens, ahead of us. They are taking us and carrying us along with the cosmic dust that falls 24/7. So there's specific nutrients in there that as you breathe them in, take us to the next level. So don't stop breathing. I'm joking. All right, and here's the shilajit. That contains fulvic acid. Ours has got 60% fulvic acid within the shilajit, which is the house of fulvic acid. And these minerals will be about 72 essential minerals. Plus, it's got a whole host of other antioxidants. And there's here our blood sugar stabilization. And this one's found its way into the specials, also 15% off, because this one really does help stabilize the blood sugar. It also stops the conversion of oils to carbohydrates. So very, very important, that one as well. And it also sort of wards off excess cravings and so on. There's a whole host of really, really good nutrients in them. We get a lot of results with that, along with the oxygen as well, and the probiotics, the flaxseed, and so on, that reset kit. So here are your specials. And I just want to say, you know, enjoy what we have available today for everybody. And any specific questions that you haven't asked up until now, please do. And I'd like you to really enjoy last week, because last week I really did belt it out, and it gives you a great idea as to what my doctorate is all about. So it's really getting short now before I can fully announce, you know, the qualification. I'm really getting excited. So with that, I'm going to end today, and thank you so much for all your attention. It's always an honor, privilege to speak to you, and thank all the clients, thank all the friends, all the people along the way, my ancestors, your ancestors, our ancestors, for getting humanity to this point, this boiling point, turning point of humanity. Very exciting. And so in honor of all the intelligence that has come before us, I thank you.